So imagine your first day as a system administrator and your boss says set up your entire company server, department, employees, permissions, and make sure everything is secure. So in this video today, I'll show you exactly how to build that infrastructure in Linux step by step. So let's build it. So today we are going to use this. This is the document that we are going to use. As a cloud engineer, you have been consulted to sort out the infrastructure servers of a small business. So we are going to create the following users and assign them to groups, create the company directories and assign the right access to the right groups, and the employees, Andrew, Julius, Chizzy, and so on. While we have the groups, system administrator, legal, and so on. While the files, we have finance, budget, contract document, and business projection. So right now we'll start with creating of users. I always have to update it to prevent hackers. Now that I've done it, then sudo add user into and enter. Then the password. Always remember, put on the password that you can remember. Don't put any password that you know that you can't remember. Just put number 001 from 090 from 080 on others and enter. Yours goes first. Cheesy. And the password again. So I think from here, you guys can continue. Okay, now that we have finished creating our users, let us check whether we have finished creating it. Yes, and group. And enter. As you can see, we have Andrew, we have Cheesy, we have Julius, we have Adiola, we have Bash, we have Goldie, and we have Ogochukwu. So right now, the main thing is to create a group. The groups are system administrator, legal, human resource manager, and sales manager, business strategist, CEO, IT intern, and finance manager. So let's start with the group add. Like I told you, if you want to create a group, I'm going to start sudo group add system. So always remember, if you want to create a group that have like many letters like business system administrator, always put this, because if you don't put it or you just give space, it will not work. But you can merge it together, but it will not be clean. So rather than that, just be putting it. And you can see I just created a group. So the second group is legal. The third group is human resource manager, known as HR. So the group and legal. So group and human. As you can see right now, we just finished creating all the group. So let us check it. Get and group. Enter. As you can see, we have system administrator, we have legal, we have human resource manager, we have sales manager, we have business strategist, we have CEO, we have IT intern, and we have the finance manager. So the next thing we do in this kind of situation is to create the company document, also known as file. So we are going to create finance budget, contract document, and business project for you guys to see. Finance budget. I'm going to go with sudo touch. But you guys, there's also a command that I can actually create everything together. Like right now, this finance budget, I can just put one command right now and everything here will be created together. But since I'm teaching beginners, mostly this is for beginners, so I'm just going to show you the easiest way. But in the nearest future, I'll show you how to. As you can see right now, I've just created all the files: sudo touch, finance budget, contract document, business projections, business models, employee data, company vision and mission statement, server configuration, and script. After that, then let us see whether the file has been created. Alex -l, as I told you, to list it in orderly manners. As you can see, it's right here. So now that we sudo, I want to type sudo user mode and AG, then the group name. Remember, the group always comes first before the user. This is the AG, system administrator, then Andrew, then enter. Chown chicken. Let's create another one, sudo. As you can see, sudo user mod age -AD, then legal, then Julius, then enter. And sudo human resource manager, then cheese, then and so on. So you just be going like this. You create Adiola business strategist, Jennifer sales manager, Bash the CEO, IT intern, and Ogochukwu the finance manager. And each you assign them. Now that we have finished assigning users to the group, so let us check that and whether we have assigned the users to their groups. As you can see, the system administrator is Andrew, the legal is Julius, the human resource manager is Chizzy, while the sales manager is Jennifer, while the business strategist is Adiola, the CEO is Bash, the IT intern Gozi, and the finance manager is Ogochukwu, and so on. While this Jennifer is a user, not a group. So after we are done, now we are going to assign groups to these files. So as you can see, the first one is says root and the second one says root. So this first one is the owner, like I told you if you watched the last video, while the second one is group. So I'm going to change this root to the group, to business model, to the group that is business strategies. Since business models is needs of business strategies. So to change your group, you are going to Third sudo c, then the group name, business strategies, then the file name, business models, then enter. As you can see, then the second one will be business projections. Business projection will go for sales manager sudo change to business projections will go for the sales manager. Yes, the sales manager, then business projections, sales manager. The sales manager will be business projections, projections, then enter. Okay. While for the company vision and mission statements, we'll go for company visions and mission statement, mostly for the owner, that means CEO. And sudo change CEO, then company vision and mission statement, then enter. Then for contract document, it's mostly for in the department of legal contract documents. And enter. Then the last one is employee. So I think you guys can confirm. You can see I just finished creating all the groups. Let us check alias dash L. As you can see, I've just finished these business strategies, business models, sales manager, business projection, company mission and vision statement of the CEO, right? The legal. So now this owner, so most of you might actually be thinking that the owner should be the CEO since the CEO has access to everything. But in most organizations, the owner is actually the senior manager of each group. Like now, this is business strategies. Like if it's a company document right now, there's supposed to be a senior owner. So the senior owner should be the one to have access to everything and not the CEO. The CEO right now should be the one to have access to all the groups, but not the owner files. So I'm going to put the CEO badge into all the groups. So sudo user mode ag business strategies, then bash, then enter. Okay, so bash, and enter, and so on. Then you can carry on like this. Manager, bash, bash. As you can see, then you just keep going. Since bash is already inside the CEO group, there's no need to put him inside the CEO group. So you just go to legal, sudo. Now that we have added CEO to all the groups, let us check get and get and who, then enter. As you can see, we have added bash to all the groups. Now that I've added bash, let us check again. Get and go, then enter. As you can see, I've added bash to all the groups. So if I was to put permissions to all the groups, bash will have the permission, not the owner's permission. Now we are going to change the owner of the file. So we are going to change the owner of these business models to Adiola, because I think Adiola is in charge of the business strategies. So it should go to the business models, should go to Adiola. So if you want to change this to sudo chown Adiola, then business models, then enter. As you can see, so for sales manager right now, the one that is in charge of the group, I think is the one that is in charge of the sales manager is Jennifer. So Jennifer will be the one. Sudo sales manager. Always remember, an organization, you can't change it just anyhow, because you need to understand who is the owner of the group that you want to change it to. Okay, and most people always like to do this mistake. You After you write the user, then you add the group. It will not work. Like now, it's telling me no switch file or directory. But if I was to change it now to business projections, business projections, you see it worked. So don't put the group in the end, because it will never work. So let us try it again. Sudo chown. The one that is in charge of CEO is obviously. It's telling me invalid user. Let us check. For legal, it's Julius. So we will put for contract documents. Okay, now that we have finished setting up ownership to every file, so let us check ls-l, then enter. As you can see, Adiola is the owner of business strategies, Jennifer is the owner of sales manager, Bash is the owner of CEO, Julius legal, Cheesy, human resource manager, and Ugochukwu finance manager, while Gozi is IT intern. Now to set permission for each file. This RWR, I've explained it in my last video. If you want to understand, check my last video, you'll see it. So sudo chmod, then 7, then define name, business models, enter. Okay. This 760 means that the owner can read, write, and execute, while the groups can only. But for a real organization, the actual command you need to put is sudo chmod. But since this is a default organization, we just put it. The actual command is 770, because they need this for like business strategies right now, because they need to read, write, and execute. They need every permission that the owner have. But for some people, they actually use um, read and execute, not read and write, just read and execute. So that is mostly for some organization permissions. But since us, we just be using 760 read, write, then others, for owner, it can read, write, and execute, while for groups can only read and write, while for others is only nothing. So we'll just keep going like this. But for organization, I will say that maybe if you are an intern or junior DevOps engineer, the senior DevOps engineer will tell you what to do, which kind of permission each group need. But for now, we'll just leave it like this. So I hope you guys don't. As you can see, we just finished adding permissions. So let's check it. ls dash l enter. As you can see, it was this color before. Then it was to green. That means we have added permission to each groups. As you can see, read, write, execute for the owner, while for the groups is only read and write. Everything read, write, and execute, only read and write. So most of you now will understand that Linux is not just a command, it's about structure, control, and security. And today we actually build a company directory from scratch. So if you are serious about becoming a Linux administrator, this is actually how you practice it.